JAYSTAR back again with another new video here. Today I want to talk about how to stack, man, like and how to pick the right stacking games, man, because I know a lot of people can, look at the first week, the probably week 1 through 4, when we don't have buys, it's going to be a lot harder to pick the right stacks, because it's 13 games and it's not as easy as, like I said, once we get the buys and stuff like that, we'll have about like 11 games on the slate. And then when you cancel out about 3 of those, it'll narrow it down to the 5 or so games out of those last what I want to say, that's what, eight games you will have, and you get 5 teams out of that, and you say I want to stack in those games. But I just want y'all to really be able to pick the right stacking games, and I got 3 steps here that I go through that I'm gonna go ahead and share with y'all so y'all can pick the right game. So we go right here to the betting odds for the week 1, and as y'all see right here, the totals 51.5. Great total, but that's Thursday night game, so it's not on the slate, the Sunday slate. So we got the Ravens right here and the Jets, 45.5, 42.5 right here. 42 right here. And then we got the Eagles, 46.5, which is not bad, but it's still low. And 42, 44, 41, 44, 43, 45. Then we got these right here, 48, 53, 52. This is what professionals is looking at, man. All the professionals looking at this high totals right here, these last 3 games. But these are the last 3 games of the slate. So I just want y'all to know that, like, there is definitely going to be some great fantasy points in these other games right here that are scores are lower, and that I think some weeks, there will be that you can just pick from these 3 games and win the whole slate. But this is week 1, man, and I guarantee you there's going to be some changes to some of these teams right here, to how fast they like to, play, and just their scoring ability might go up a lot more just because of the fact they got new weapons. So I think a lot of these scores right here are being slept on, so if people are looking at this like 43.5 for this Jaguars Commanders game, it could be a total of 50. Could be a total of 50 right here, because Jaguars got new weapons and Commanders got new weapons. So this one right here, 44.5 for Steelers Bengals. Steelers got new weapons, or a new weapon. And then also, also their quarterback is different now. They might be able to throw, down the field, with a stronger arm. You know what I'm saying? Like now that they got Trubisky, or they go with Pickett. So we'll see. But also I think like the Bengals, like they're coming off a season where they was one of the slowest paced teams in the league. And that's what I want to get to, is that the next second thing you want to look for is pace. It's pace, man, because the reason why people go to these games right here, these 3 right here, except for the Packers, we was the slowest paced team in the league. This is my team, and I know we was the 32nd team in the league in pace. So that's really not the team you want to look for. But I would say like the Chiefs. The Chiefs were, let me see, 9th in the league, and then Arizona was 12th in the league. The Raiders, I think they was kind of slow. Let me see, what was the Raiders last year? They were 22nd in the league, and they're going against somebody that's real fast. I believe they're 1st in the league. Yeah, total. So Chargers were 1st in the league, which just means that a team that was slow like this and is playing a fast team means that they're going to get even more opportunities to score. So you definitely want to look at the pace of the game, because the pace, and when it's 2 teams that's playing fast, that just means they both getting multiple opportunities to score, right? When there's a team that plays slow against a fast-paced team, that still means the slow-paced team is getting more opportunities to score, So you definitely want to look at the pace of the game. The thing is, though, I think people get caught up in these 52, 53, 48 totals like that, and they just, say, oh, these are the games I want to pick, And there's definitely some sleeper teams that are about to have multiple opportunities in these lower total games, because maybe just one of these teams play fast, So like, I'm gonna go through. I believe the Jets, like the Jets. I wish the Jets was playing a better team. When it comes to weapons, like if Baltimore just had Marquise Brown still, I would like this game a lot more. Because then I could go ahead and stack, Lamar Jackson, Dobbins, Marquise Brown, or Andrews, stuff like that. The targets are a lot more narrow now, but I just wish they had more weapons. That's all. Like, or at least I knew the new weapons that they, they have, like Bateman in them. If I knew there was a good, player and stuff like that, and or wide receiver and things like that, Duvernay and all those weapons, that I wish I knew they were really good, because I would love to stack this game, because the Jets, like I said, you want to go look at pace. And the Jets was fifth in pace, I believe, or let me see, they was seventh in pace total. So um, they're a fast paced team, but they're not a good team. So that means a better the better team that's already picked to what beat them by 6 at least, so a touchdown at least they got to win by. You know, um, a good team would blow them out. You know, because a bad team means that they're probably going to get stopped multiple times in the game and giving a good team multiple opportunities to score on them. And since they're a bad team, that means it's setting up for a blowout, you know? So this could still be a good game. It's just that, like I said, I don't know all the weapons for Lamar this year, really, other than Andrews and then Dobbins running the ball. So it's not a game I probably would want to be stacked in, but I mean, there are definitely some fantasy points to be have here, and it could be a crazy game for Lamar since he rushes, you know, and he might have multiple opportunities to rush. But I like to look at those pace. Like I said, that's the second biggest thing. But my other thing that I like to pay attention to too, though, with those pace is like who is picked as the underdog in those games. Because the thing is about the underdogs, like this game right here, the Steelers are picked to get beat by 7 points, right? Against a rival, the Bengals. The Steelers in pace last year were fifth. So the Steelers actually got more weapons than they had, you know, last year. Because Juju, he was decent, but I mean, I really feel like George Pickens is about to replace him like crazy. Like, he's going to be really good. So, like, in a game like this, the Steelers being a fifth place, you know, pace team, and the Bengals was like a really slow team, but that means they're going to have to play fast. And the best part about the Bengals that we know they're loaded. They're loaded with weapons. So they definitely can keep up with you if you want to play fast, you know, like that. So if the Steelers going to come out there and playing real fast against a team you know they want to beat, because, I mean, defending champions of their division, you know, in the AFC, period. So I know they're going to come out there and be aggressive, and they're playing the fifth fastest pace. So I would look at Trubisky in a stack, and I would be like, let me go to this game real quick. Let's get this game locked in here. And then I'm going to say I want George Pickens, and I'm going to go ahead and go to tight end, and I'm going to grab Freiermuth. And so the reason why I like picking the underdog, like I said, is because they come out more aggressive. So they're probably going to take bigger shots, you know, and they might get stopped, though, too, as well. But the thing is, they keep coming, like, very aggressive, you know, like the whole game. And it puts pressure on this good team to keep scoring that, you know, got a lot of weapons. And I just feel like it's a lot easier to pick the underdog team, you know, because throughout the season, you'll see, like, the underdog teams, they're who they like to throw to when they're winning or when they're coming back is usually narrowed. You know, a good team has more weapons or is spread out. Their targets are spread out. You know, so they don't usually just go to one person. So it's a lot easier to pick a run back from a good team than it is to be like, okay, you know, I want to pick a run back from the bad team, and you might miss out because, like I said, their targets are more narrowed. So, like, sometimes you might, what I want to say, like, say if it's not George Pickens, all I'm saying, and you know he has, Deontay Johnson and Claypool, Freiermuth, and it would suck to have Burrow with T. Higgins and Chase, you know, because they spread out, but then their points don't be enough too, and that's the thing. What I'm saying, like, the underdog team, since their targets are more narrow, their fantasy points are usually a lot, you know, but compared to a team that's a good team who spreads out their targets and things like that, you don't know which one of these people, Chase or Higgins, is going to have more points. They might be balanced. You know what I'm saying? They might be 18 and 16, like right here, what it's saying right here, you know? But that still makes it easier for you to go ahead and plug him in right here. But let me plug him in over here. Chase. Okay, great. It makes it more easier not to have a landmine in your lineup, because at least you know you're getting some points. You know what I mean? Like, so I went ahead, plugged in George Pickens, you know, Freiermuth to go with Trubisky, you know, in a team that I feel like is going to play very aggressive, very fast paced, you know, because they're playing a good team that they know is going to put up points. And the points is probably going to be spread out. So it's easier for me to pick a run back. I could have took almost anybody, I feel like, for Cincinnati, just because I feel like they play balanced. And I feel like it keeps me away from picking a landmine. So then I can go ahead, get off of this game, and go to a later game like Kansas City and Arizona. Since I already know these two teams play at a real fast pace, you know, there's going to be multiple opportunities. The best thing about this game, though, compared to the other game here, I mean, well, this game did have a lot of, you know, targets and stuff like that. But it's just two proven quarterbacks here with weapons. So I kind of feel like both of these teams play fast because they're both good teams. So I kind of can stay away from landmines real good here because of the fact that they're going to spread out the ball more than likely because they're good teams. So it makes it really easy to go ahead and just plug in Juju and then go ahead and run. Oh yeah, we got flex only. Oh, my bad. But also Juju, and I would want Connor. I would want Connor just because I feel like Arizona is going to run the ball really well, and I could just leave it at that stack. But I also do think I would want Marquise Brown, even though I don't have their quarterback here, since I already stacked a whole nother game. I would go ahead and plug in two, a running back with a receiver stack right here, and then go ahead and run it back with Juju, as the safety net weapon that I feel like is going to be for Pat Mahomes, other than Kelsey, of course. But that made that really easy. Now, I would, like, after this part, I would probably look for a high running back that goes with a defense is what I probably would look for right here for my stack. I don't know if I can get Jonathan Taylor in his defense. No, I can't because he's too expensive. Let me see. Can we get anyone that I? No. Oh, but you know what? I do like the defense I'm at right here with Dolphins defense here. I'll take Henry and then Dolphins defense is what I would take. So there you go. I just put together a quick little stack right there. I hope y'all learned something here today because the three things I wanted y'all to look for was, let's go back over this real quick. So we got the betting odds. Like I said, I look for high scoring games, stuff like that. But then I like to go back through and make sure I'm not missing some of these games that's a lower scoring, but the pace might be really good. It might benefit another team, might benefit both teams. And like I said, so I went ahead and I saw the Steelers right there in the Bengals game. It's lower total score, but I do feel like both of these teams have weapons. And this is last year, Pittsburgh was a bad team. It wasn't that good of a team, but they did play really, really fast, and now they have an extra added weapon and a new quarterback that I feel like is going to, they're going to be able to play even faster than what they played last year. I also feel like the Bengals are not going to play as slow as they played last year because I felt like they was trying to get used to each other. So I feel like this was a really good, slept on is what I feel like because the score looks so low, game right here that you could stack, You could have went to also this Jaguars game because I'm sure Jaguars was a fast-paced team too. Yeah, last year Jaguars were third, and they got this game at 43.5. I think they sleeping on this game because also I feel like the Commanders was a fast-paced team last year unless they dropped. Well, they did drop at the end of the season, but at the beginning they was a lot faster team, 23rd at the end of the season. But at the beginning they was like top 5. But, I feel like the quarterback, with Heineke and stuff like that slowed down their whole game and stuff like that. But now that they have Wentz and then the Jaguars actually have a good coach, I feel like this could be a slept-on game right here, and these pace could be a lot faster. I mean, the Jaguars already still play fast, so it's on the Commanders. If they're going to speed up the Commanders and they both have weapons, this could be another game where you go and say, okay, who they have as the underdog here. I might want to take Wentz, and stack him. And then it should be easier to run back, some Jaguars people because their weapons might be more spread out. It might be more spread out. And it might not be. It might just be easy because they don't got that many weapons, to you. So, but then after that, like I said, you're looking for the pace. After you look at these totals, you're looking for pace. And then after that, the last thing you want to do is pay attention to the amount of weapons these teams have. Pay attention to the amount of weapons these teams have and check who's the underdog. Check who's the underdog, man. Because usually the underdog is going to come out there more aggressive. You know what I'm saying? That's the steps, I'm saying. Look at the total of these games, check the pace, and then check who's the underdog. More than likely, the underdog, if it's a close underdog, then they probably really come in aggressive. But also, even the ones that's supposed to get blown out, these 6.5 totals or 6, you know what I mean? Like, these teams, they ain't about to get blown out by no 6. They especially rivalries and have weapons, they gonna try their hardest to keep this game close. You know what I mean? They're gonna try to stay close in this game. So they're not gonna be happy with being beat by 7+ or 10 points, something like that. So I would expect them to come out way more aggressive. And if some of these teams too, their defenses might not be that strong too to keep them, under 6.5 and stuff like that. So that's why I say look at these, who the underdog and try to sometimes take some of these underdogs. I know, most people love taking the person that's supposed to, team that's supposed to win easily and stack them. But like I said, it's really sometimes like when you pick those teams, man, you can hit landmines. You really hit these landmines. Compared to a team that's an underdog, you kind of know where they want to go. You know, they want to go to their best people. That's easy to say. Like, they want to go to their best people. The team that's a good team, they just want to win the game. So like, they'll spread the ball out however they got to win that game. You know, they're not just saying, oh, I'm going to chase only. You know what I'm saying? Like, we going to chase. No, that's not what they're doing. They're like, we'll go to Higgins, we'll go to Boyd, we'll go to Mixon. You know, we'll go to the backup. I think it's Perrine or something like that. You know, for running back, they'll hit their tight end. So, which that makes it a lot easier though for you to pick a running back. You know, I mean, a running back player. You know what I'm saying? It makes it really easy because you stay away for a landmine. When you pick the worst team, the underdog team, and you try to pick a run back for them, you're gonna hit a landmine, man. You know, because sometimes like their best player might not be the person, it might be the second best player. You know what I mean? Like their second biggest option. You know, and then you be pissed off that, oh my God, I picked Freiermuth or something like that, and that could have been a number one option. But also, most of the times, you know, these better teams will try to stop their best weapon, right? So, like, which is great though here, because Freiermuth and Pickens is probably not their best weapon. You know, it'd be Deontay Johnson, right? So they'd probably be all focused on stopping Deontay Johnson. And since this team is an underdog, they playing aggressive. You know, they looking for who's the easiest option that's open. That's their best option for that game, you know? And Pickens is probably the person that's one-on-one. Freiermuth is probably another person that's one-on-one that the better team is not caring about. So now you got a 2 stack right here of all these volume targets going to these 2 in a game that it's going to be a high scoring game. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fast pace, because it's a good team that they know can score. So that's why I say these underdogs, man, is a good way to, you know, pick a good stack of a team. And then that way also you picking stacks that also you getting a lot of savings, because you see how many good players I was able to pick in this lineup right here. Like Connor, Henry, Chase, you know, Marquise Brown. That's a lot of good targets right there. Even the Dolphins defense, still a good defense too to take. Like, this was crazy because I took the underdog team. I was able to get really high, you know, weapons that you know gonna be high owned too as well. Connor's gonna be a high owned weapon. Henry's definitely gonna be a high owned weapon. Chase is gonna be a high owned weapon. Juju's gonna be a high owned weapon. Marquise Brown's gonna be a high owned weapon. You know, Dolphins defense might not be. And so where I'm being different is Trubisky with 2 of his weapons that people might not even be on. So I'll probably definitely end up entering this lineup later, because this is actually a good lineup. but yeah, so I just wanted to show y'all how to stack games, man, on this video. I hope this really helps. Like I said, let's go through the 3 steps one last time. You want to look at the totals. You want to look at the pace you want to look at the pace of the game is number 2. Then you want to look at who's the underdog, because they more than likely will play, you know, very, very aggressive if they have weapons. If they have weapons, they definitely are going to play very aggressive. So if you figure out too that the underdog team is the faster paced team, you probably want to play that team. Like, you really probably want to play that team, unless the team is sorry, like up here how we have the Jets. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, sometimes some of these teams that they got the Jets, you know, that they might have the Jets being an underdog against, their defense might be whack. So, you know, like every now and then the Jets might be an underdog to the Lions, you know, or even the Eagles, because their defense wasn't that great. But the Lions definitely, like, they might be an underdog to the Lions. And then you know that the Jets play very fast, and they could probably have their best game today. And since the Lions have a lot more weapons now with DJ Chark, Amon St. Brown, Hawkinson, Swift, and also, who I want to say? Oh, Jameson Williams when he gets back healthy. They have a lot of targets. So they might be more spread out. Might be easier to not pick a landmine. And then you want to run it back with them. You know what I mean? So, like, pay attention to those 3 things. I'm telling you, these 3 steps will help y'all win and pick winning stacks, y'all, for the week. That way y'all can cancel out, you know, games like this right here that's slow. You know, games like this, slow-paced teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, this is a good game, but I don't know. I think the Colts was a pretty slow team because they was running all the time. Yeah, they're second to the last, slowest team in the league. So, yeah, like, we do know the run game is going to be on point, but they are a slow-paced team. So, it could only end up 2 rushing touchdowns and maybe 1 thrown. You know what I mean? Just because they play so slow. And I don't know if I think Houston was pretty slow too, because they was a bad team. 19th, yeah. So, that's what I'm saying. You can cancel out some of these games, man, and get to these fast-paced games, because you're going to need a loaded, you know, one game where you can stack from, you know what I'm saying? And then find another one, you know, that you can stack from a lot. That's going to make it so much easier for y'all to make a lineup the way I just made that lineup pretty quick and easy. You know what I'm saying? So I hope this really helps y'all. Hope y'all have a great day. Thank you for all the likes, the comments, the new subscribers. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all really motivated me to keep bringing out these videos for y'all. I'm trying to think of what's my next video gonna be. But like I said, if you got something that you want me to talk about, leave it in the comments below, and I'll try to make a video for you. Okay? It's your boy JAYSTAR, and I'm out. Peace.